Pamela from Memphis FoodTrotter.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to do a part 2 of testing out a couple of recipes from Delish for the holidays. Not that you can't make these recipes any other time of the year, but this is just what they featured in their holiday collection. And so if you're interested in seeing how these turned out or how I made these, then keep watching.
Place 1 pound of ground beef in a large mixing bowl. Add in 2 eggs, half a cup of panko. The Delish recipe called for 1/4 of a cup of parsley, but I didn't have that much, so I sprinkled in as much as I could. About 1/4 of an onion chopped really finely, and then you're gonna roughly mix everything together. I like to use chopsticks. And then you're going to add in your seasoning, your salt, and your black pepper to your own taste. And then once again, mix everything together. Go ahead and at this time preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it's time to get your hands dirty and start making those meatballs. I'm using my toaster oven to bake my meatballs, so I might have to do these in 2 batches, but I'm gonna line my tray with parchment paper and then just line all of my little meatballs on top. I'm gonna cook these for 10 minutes, then I'm gonna take them out and then turn them over and put them in for 10 more minutes. Don't worry about them being cooked all the way through because most of the cooking is actually gonna happen in your crock pots. While those are cooking for another 10 minutes, I'm gonna make my sauce in my crock pot, which includes a can of cranberry sauce and half a cup of barbecue sauce. I was able to find this Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce from a store, so just use whatever you really like. What I thought was interesting about this Delish recipe was that they actually called for some sweet chili sauce, so 1/4 of a cup of that, and you can find this at an Asian store or in an Asian aisle. Now add in a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And my favorite ingredient for any ground beef recipe is Worcestershire sauce. I cannot pronounce that for the life of me, but add some of that in and then mix everything together. Luckily, I remembered to add a little bit of salt at the end. Now you can finally add those beautiful meatballs into that really nice, lovely sauce. So add them in, cover it, and then stick your crock pot on high and let it just sit for 4 hours.
It's been about 4 hours and about 20 minutes that these meatballs have been slow cooking in that cranberry sauce. So I finally took some out and just garnished with a little bit of sesame seeds and accidentally went a little too heavy-handed on the parsley. I'm gonna try one. Again, these meatballs were homemade. I didn't use any frozen meatballs. That sauce is really good. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit savory. Of course, it has, that sweet chili sauce. It's got the barbecue with the honey and cranberry. It's a really, really, really good sauce. So I'm really happy with these meatballs. You guys should definitely give this Delish recipe a try.
Now that we have our meat going, we're going to go ahead and start the next recipe from Delish, which are parmesan crusted Brussels sprouts. You'll need 3 containers for your breading station. First, you will need to whisk up 2 eggs in one bowl. Container number 2 needs to be wide, and in it you'll have 3/4 cup of panko, half a cup of shredded parmesan. That's what I'm using, but the Delish recipe says grated, along with some cayenne pepper, lots of garlic powder, and a little bit of salt. To help with the browning, add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now we're gonna start dunking and dipping our Brussels sprouts. Don't worry if you have to do these in batches and have to add more flour, but in a 3rd container, add in flour and start coating your Brussels sprouts. Now take the floured Brussels sprouts and throw them into the egg bath so they can get all nice and sticky with that egg. And lastly, you're going to stick all that lovely Parmesan, panko, cayenne, and garlic powder mixture and get them all nice and coated, ready for the oven. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Put some foil on a tray, your baking tray, and then lightly drizzle some olive oil on it. And then place your Brussels sprouts that are coated onto the tray. And you're going to bake them for 25 minutes until they're nice and golden brown.
Here are some of my baked Parmesan crusted Brussels sprouts. And I decided to just crisp up a little bit of turkey bacon to sprinkle on top. They look really nice and golden brown. Crunchy on the outside, nice and tender and soft on the inside. I also made some of the fallen leaves. Ooh, that's extra crispy. So definitely don't waste the leaves if they fall off of the Brussels sprouts when you cut them. Definitely use them. They're super crispy. I hope you guys make this. This is really great as a side, as poppers. Just pop them in your mouth. Good as like grab and go. So I hope you enjoy these two recipes. The slow cooked meatballs and that nice barbecue and sweet chili cranberry sauce. Check out the down arrow description box. It'll have a link to the Delish website that I used for these holiday party foods. So if you enjoy them, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, you liked these food kind of videos, then please subscribe. Thank you guys to my current subscribers. You guys are awesome. It means a lot to me. And thank you guys. Stay tuned. I'm going to do one more of these videos. I think there's 2 more recipes I want to try. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. Stay safe.